All right. Well, welcome back, everybody, to Rise from the Ashes. I'm Tamarah, and I do want to apologize that I have stepped away for a couple weeks. My grandmother passed away December 26th, and it was a very hard time for me. So, but jumping right back in, I want to welcome you back. I am going to be doing videos consistently moving forward. So before we begin, I want to greatly remind you that while this channel explores deep emotional and spiritual healing, it is not a substitute for mental health care. If you're ever struggling, feeling overwhelmed, or the need to have support processing your experiences, please reach out to a licensed therapist or a mental health professional. You deserve care and you don't have to walk your healing path alone. Please just remember that, okay? All right, so welcome back to Rise from the Ashes. I'm your host, Tamarah, and today we continue our journey through the Nigredo stage of shadow work and soul alchemy. It is that sacred descent, that unraveling of all the necessary darkness that precedes your rebirth. So, this is actually episode 8 of this channel, and episode 3 of the Nigredo series. Today's theme, we are going to talk about how to unleash the shadow, how to integrate into it into your being, and just live a soul-led life. It can be a very tricky stage, a very lonely stage because you're transitioning. So you're going to go through a lot of the ups and downs, and that is completely normal. So this is where the work deepens. This is where the fog that you've been submerged in just begins to thin. Um, this is where you meet yourself 100% fully. So, what it means to unleash the shadow. Sorry, I've been sick too, so my voice is a little raspy. Forgive me. Anyways, shadow work is not about banishing your darkness. Um, it's about learning to walk with it. So if you're here with me today, you've already taken the first courageous steps, and let me tell you, it takes courage. I get emotional when I think about the growth. But, anyways, if you're here, you've already taken the hardest steps. And you have chosen to sift through your subconscious, through that fog, to uncover the repressed emotions and the denied aspects of yourself that you have been so quietly shaping your life. This journey isn't about easing in. I'm just going to be honest, it's not about just sitting there and smelling the roses. It's about submerging. It's about not just submerging, it's about embracing, walking beside it, and discovering that the strength that comes from integrating who you truly are. You grow, you become stronger, you become more aware. And this is after countless emotional storms, sometimes huge, massive shifts in your life. You begin to hold yourself up and you begin to see with a deeper love, one born only after the tempest of self-discovery that calms you. The time comes when we must consciously confront our darkness. And it's not to destroy who we are, but it's to reintegrate who we really truly come to know we are, our soul part. It's moving that ego back, giving it that back seat, and letting the soul take the reins. The shadow still remains through all this. You still battle. You still question. You still reflect. You still wonder. But it no longer dictates the course of your life. Navigating the stage is like wandering through a labyrinth. Challenging. It's disorienting. You don't know which way to go. And you're constantly second guessing. But navigation is attainable. Okay. So, in living soul led, you're liberating yourself as you integrate. So, you're unleashing your shadow in the essence of everything that it is. It's tethering you, and you're loosening it just bit by bit, taking control. So it's living in 100% complete authenticity. Once you realize who you are, like, there really is no turning back. You have to let your inner self shine, because it would go against everything that you are. So it's liberating. It's liberation in its truest form, in its truest version of you, of yourself. And it's a transition. So you struggle with your ego. Your ego, I don't battle you like the bitch that it is. I'm telling you. But it's like you're excavating, you're digging up, you're finding things, you're setting them out on a table, and you're examining them deeply. That's power, you know? Anyways, I feel like I'm going on a tangent here, but anyways, you go through a transition from ego to soul, and you feel like you're excavating everything. You're uprooting your foundations. You're stirring within. You're feeling the anxiety, facing it. But when you release what holds you back, you also start to feel relief, and it rushes in with the same intensity. It's like taking in that fresh air and just becoming whole. So imagine this release after you've held your breath for such a long time. Your body starts to release, starts to soften. You're starting to thrive on the inside, like truly you are. And it's the soul, your soul just kind of sighs, you know? And your peace, it becomes home down into your pit, you know? Your gratitude, it deepens. You just, you can manifest with that feeling that I'm describing right there. When you get to that point, you are manifesting, because you're feeling on the inside exactly what you are going to bring to your outer side. It gets real tricky because integration lag is real, and I'll do a section on that as well. It is in my book. My book, sorry, a little sidestep here. I'm just going to do real quick. My book did come out after all of the chaos that I went through with my grandmother passing. Going through that, then I released my book, Rise from the Ashes, as well, January 7th. So, yeah. So this was its premiere tonight. I'll talk about it again. I'll put it in the link. I'm not going to go crazy about it, but it is out there. Anyways, you feel that gratitude. That gratitude that you have put in the effort to get to know yourself. You feel that happiness starts to develop when you start dismissing everything else that just doesn't resonate. Becoming truly yourself. That gratitude that you feel, that you can call on in any hard situation, it deepens. You feel unconditional self-love as it settles into your bones, and there's a quiet serenity that washes over you. And it's all happening while you're unpacking the shadow, embracing that darkness. It can't happen if you don't. And you become the self that you were always meant to be, bit by bit, day by day, and it's ongoing. You're never going to hit that perfect level. You know that. But on a soul-led path, your spirit radiates like dawn breaking through the mist. Your purpose starts to unify within you. You want more than anything to start bringing who you are out. Those anxieties that used to weigh you down, to make you feel like I can't be myself, that used to consume you, they start to feel strangely foreign. Now, instead of cycles of depression and anxiety and unworthiness, you begin to live with clarity and strength. Self-reflection becomes habits. It's fun. Strangely, it really is, because you know the results. You learn to walk beside your soul, keeping yourself in line, keeping yourself in check. Every moment is a time for reflection, and that's where true growth happens, and that's when you manifest, because it's a cycle. Oh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love when I'm telling you. Okay. It's calling yourself out, but with compassion. And that's what makes it so cool. That self-love. Now, shadow work requires honesty. It requires holding a mirror up in front of your face and seeing your fears and your insecurities and everything that's you. It's there, but you're learning to live with it. Pulling everything out of those hidden corners and just being like, hey, who am I? Okay? But becoming the best version of that person. That's the key. So, there are ways you can do this. You can always ask yourself, how am I assuring that I'm not the person causing the harm in every situation? Call yourself out. What must I do to honor myself and others? Because it's not just about you. What actions will make me proud instead of ashamed? How can I live better for myself? These are questions that are seeds for your meditations too. Before you go to sleep, invite your guides to weave their insight into your dreams. Let the synchronicities become breadcrumbs along your path. Your shadow is a quiet teacher, a silent companion, a reflection of your deepest self. Now, once it's integrated, you're going to be your best inner critic. And that's what transforms you into your own friend, offering guidance instead of sabotage. You no longer fear the shadow. You welcome it. In acceptance is liberation. That's living a soul-led life. When you release your soul from the grip of your own ego, your feet can plant themselves firmly in those ancient roots. That's where you want them to be. You become nourished by your purpose. It becomes your forefront of who you are, your leader. Healing transforms you so completely that you become unrecognizable even to yourself. And that's a good thing. And it's ongoing. When you are allowing the soul to take the reins, it awakens you in ways you can't even begin to understand. You learn as you go, and you live with passion. You act with intention, and you believe with unwavering faith. This shift can alter relationships, how you love, your friendships, how you interact with your family. And it will feel daunting, but it's all for your benefit. So the shadow, once feared, now guides you to your liberation. Your triggers are your teachers. Your triggers are your clues. They whisper what needs healing, and you're the one that's supposed to be listening. So when something stirs with intensity, something within you, pause. Ask yourself, what belief or wound is beneath this? Is it an insecurity? Is it a jealousy? Is it a fear? Is it an anger? Is it a desire? Did I play a role in the trauma? What boundaries do I need now? Am I the problem in the situation? Be honest, be blunt, but be compassionate. One really great tool, and you can do it however you want. I like to do it with tarot cards, but journaling. I will use my tarot cards as my form of journal. That's what works for me. Either way, journaling is amazing. Write things down, especially your dreams. You want to know what your subconscious is trying to tell you. You have to recognize the symbols in your dreams, the synchronicities, all of it. I talk about it in my book. I'm telling you. Write down any knee jerk reaction you have, any lingering thoughts, any gut feelings. Explore the beliefs beneath them. Identify the recurring themes. They are the subtle clues to your shadow. Now remember, the whisper of past traumas no longer dictate your present life. They belong in the past, and you're the one that's responsible for putting them there. You're the one that's responsible for the daily integration. Integration is not the indulgence in the darkness. It's not the surrender. It's the wholeness. Okay, so there in my book, I do offer rituals that you can use to help you manage your awareness of yourself. You can do trigger journaling, tracking your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. Your dreams. Oh my gosh, it's like being plugged in. All right. Mirror checks. What are people reflecting back to you? Those are clues. They're seeing something that you don't. So you've got to pick it apart. You've got to figure it out. You can work with your shadow with creative expression like art, writing, music, whatever you need to do to get the information. Keep your body moving. Meditation is one of my number one go-to recommendations for people. You have to meditate. Remember to set your boundaries. Remember to be curious over being critical. Be compassionate about yourself and others. You can do weekly rituals, shadow dialogue, meditating when you're walking. Like, oh, there's so many different ways to keep your mind healing itself, working on itself. Shadow work is lifelong. But remember, it's not a destination, it is a journey. You are learning about yourself. It is all about self-discovery, and it's all about calling yourself out for your own bullshit. Let's be real. And those of others too, because like they reflect. So you got, understanding the psyche is key. Anyways, with time, you break free from all your old habits, all the things that tether you. You stop stumbling blindly through life. You begin creating your own self masterpiece. And your soul will be your guide. Your triggers will be your teachers. Your shadow will reveal you. You just have to start paying attention. But together, they will lead you home. So I want to thank you for joining me again. Um, Thank you for this deep conversation and all this exploring that we're doing. If this episode resonated with you, take a moment to breathe, to reflect, and to honor the courage it takes to face your shadow. And remember, if this work feels overwhelming, or if you need support navigating your emotions, please reach out to a licensed therapist or a counselor. Healing is powerful, but you never have to do it alone. You don't. And I'm here as well if you need any guidance or any suggestions or anything. Anyways, I will see you next time. We will continue our dive. I can't remember what I was going to do next, but I believe it has to do with the psyche, which is one of my favorite topics. So I will see you then. Thank you, everybody. Bye.